Good morning to everyone. This is C.H. John Paul, lecturer in English of Sri Venkateswara College of Arts and Science, Amlapuram, affiliated Adikavi Nannaya University, Rajamahendravaram. Now, let us discussing about the English subject, that is second year, third semester. Here, syllabus paper is there. Unit 1, prose. First lesson, Shyness, My Shield, written by M.K. Gandhi. Second, Why People Really Love Technology, an interview with Genevieve Bell, written by Alexis C. Madrigal. Unit 2, Poetry. Third poem, Once Upon a Time, written by Gabriel Wakara. Fourth one, Digging, written by Seamus Hine. Unit 3, Short Story. Fifth one, The Interpreter of Melodies, written by Jhumpa Lahiri. Sixth one, The Beloved Charioteer, written by Sachdev Pandey. Unit 4th, one act play, Kanyasulkam, Act 1 and 2, Gurujadappa Rao, translated by C. Vijayasri and T. Vijay Kumar. Unit 5th, language activity, mainly 5 contents are there. 1, write neat paragraph. 2nd, prepare a fresh note. 3rd, note making. 4th, matching vocabulary. 5th, one word substitutes. These are syllabus. Already first unit completed with explanation, and we will provide already notes or material. And coming to the unit 2, that is poetry, third lesson, Once Upon a Time. Now we are discussing this poem. This poem is written by Gabriel Wakara. What is the meaning of Once Upon a Time? What is the significance of the title? The title, or in this poem particularly, the poet discussing about the intention of the feelings and fake feelings. Feelings and fake feelings. At past and future or present. Past situation, past culture, fast opinion, and fast days. It means fast days are receiving feelings, love, hug, everything is affectionately, and after that at present situation totally changed. This is the main intention of the Gabriel Okara. Okay, mainly express actions and habits, past actions and present actions. Now about discussing about the poet. The present poem Once Upon a Time was written by Gabriel Wakara. He was born on April 21st, 1921 in Bumodi. He was a Nigerian poet and novelist. His works were translated into several languages by the early 1960s. He was a self-educated man and he became a bookbinder. After learning school, he began writing plays and features for radio. He was recognized as an accomplished literacy craftsman. His poetry is based on a series of contrasts, symbols are neatly balanced. Each other life and death are common in this poetry. Wakara presented African thoughts, religion, folklore in his prose and poetry. His first novel, The Voice, it is a remarkable linguistics experiment. His later works includes a collection of poems. Wakara's skilled portrayal of the inner intentions or inner tensions of his hero distinguished him from many other Nigerian novelists. To describe in a particular way, Gabriel Okara is a great novelist, poet, author, translator. He was a self-educated man. He was a self-educated man. So, all these information here about the Gabriel Okara. And the most important works also there. His works, The Voice, 1964. The second one is The Fisherman's Invocation, 1978. Third one, Little Snake and Little Frog, 1981. Fourth one, An Adventure to Juju Island, 1992. These details completely belongs to Gabriel Okara. And next one, we are discussing about the importance or significance of the title or summary. Look at, here are there all the information. Coming to the main point or summary, look at here. What is the significance of the title? Once Upon a Time or summary Now we are discussing one by one. What is the intention of the poet? In the present poem, Once Upon a Time, the poet describes the change with the father has seen throughout his life has been influenced by the way society has changed. Here are observed the directly introduced one father and son. The two characters shown and past and present feelings and culture or tradition, mainly focusing feelings and habits, actions. Now, the poet says that the act of showing presents the changes in the people. Once upon a time, the children used to laugh are genuine and heartful. Later, they have been changed completely. The before the people, when they laugh with heartful, not teeth. At present, the people only laugh with teeth, not with heart. Instead of laughing with their hearts and eyes, they laugh with their teeth now. So their attitude have been changed. They don't laugh heartfully. There is no emotion and feeling in their action. Their eyes have been touching the old man's shadow. At present, completely the first stanza discussing about the laugh. What about the past days and at present days? The past days laughing with heartfully and emotion is shown the good attitude, but at present only with their teeth. They laugh with their teeth. So, my dear students, before the, and it means past feelings and at present feelings. And coming to the second stanza, in the second stanza, the poet says that Once upon a time, the children used to shake hand with their hearts. They were genuine. It was a good intention. They used to exchange their glances. They used to shake hands. Their intention was heartfully, but now their good intention have gone away. All their all their uh, sorry all their glances disappear. Everyone is only focusing on own personal gains. There is trust as everybody is trained to use each other. The old man's pockets are empty without happiness and feeling. The second stanza discussing about this shake hand. The past days, if you have any person take or give to shake hand with heartfully and good intention, but at present, but now there no good intention have gone away. So this is the past and at present situation. Later, next one. Once upon a time, children used to spend much of their time with their grandfather. They never ever neglected him. But at present, they ask him to stay at home. They ask him to come again. When he comes again once or twice, the third time, they shout up their doors on his face. The fast culture, fast tradition, and fast situations, the children spend with their grandpapa, grandfather, grandmothers like this. At present, there is no situation. Look at there. And coming to the next one, in the ending of the poem, so he has to learn many times. He had wear many faces like dresses. Now today the human beings wear the faces, and the inner intention is different and outward intention is different. Outward feeling is different and inner feeling is different. The outward feeling is not important. The inner feeling is important. Today the human being changing wear the like a dresses to change the face marks. So that is not a good mannerism, good culture. He had to wear home face when they at in home, office face at office, street face at streets, crocodile faces, and different types of faces wearing the human beings, not maintain the one feeling or one faces. He has also learned to laugh with only his teeth. He has also learned to shake hand without his heart. Though he did not have interest, he says goodbye without being glad. He says, glad to meet you. There is no happiness feeling when he say the glad to meet you. But the inner feeling is goodbye. But the outer feeling is glad to meet you. After being bored, he says, it has been nice taking to you. This is the inner intention, not the outer intention. The inner feeling is goodbye like this. In the last part of the poem, we are now Gabriel Okara discussing the human being, inner feeling and outer feelings. In the last part of the poem, the father is asking of believe him. He says that he wants to be what he used to be when he was a young man. He does not want to learn all these muting things. He wants to laugh heartfully. He does not want to know. Show these teeth like a snake's bore frags. So in this last concluded of the poem, Gabriel Okara says the father was asking of believe him before actual what you want like that, but at present change wear different types of faces to myself. So I want to change like you shown the heartfully. So that's why I said here, he says that he want to be what he used to be when he was like a young man. He has repentance. So laugh with heartfully, shake hand with heartfully, move, feel where he stand, or street, office, home, show the only inner voice or inner feeling. Finally, he says his son to show him how to laugh and smile. How to laugh and smile. This is the total summary theme of the poem. That's why he said finally, I used to laugh and smile once upon a time when I was like you. I was like you once upon a time, but not now. But now I want to like you. I was like you at the same time also. So this is the story or summary of the once upon a time. Let us discussing question word answers also. So look at the first question. What does Gabriel Okara regret in his poem? How is Okara different from his son? Or how does this express the theme of regret? Already you have discussed about the poet. Coming to the question to answer. The poem illustrates the changes of a father has seen in him throughout his life, which have been influenced by the way society has changed. The poem is a critical comment on the present society through a monologue. It is addressed to his Okara's son with a request. He presents the faculty ways of the society before his son. He expresses his desire to his son to teach him how to be honest and how to laugh with heart. He says that when he laughs standing before a mirror, his teeth look like the frog of a snake. He is shocked to see it. And second para, Okara wants the true innocence of his son. It is the major theme of the poem. There is a strong push in the poet to back to the age of honesty and truthfulness. It is his childhood which reflects in his mind. He wants that reality and sincerity. The poet, the last one, the poet remembers how feel were and wonders where the honesty has gone. In the days of his boyhood, everything was perfect. The poet feels negative and requests his son to teach him how to laugh with heart. The tone of the poet was sad. This is the answer to first question. The second one, what are some of the things Okara has learned as he grown older? Already here, coming to the answer. The poem illustrates the changes a father has been in him throughout his life, which have been influenced by the way society has changed. The poet Wakara has also learned some of these things as he is advanced. It means that he is also a victim of learning the false things in his adulthood. It shows that he is also a part of the society but not an island. In the second stanza, Wakara shows the changes in him as a man. He has said that he had learned to say goodbye. When he really means in his heart good redundance, he can say glad to meet you without feeling glad, and he can smile without only his teeth, with only his teeth. These are false muting things he has learned in his adulthood. Apart from it has can change his facial expressions according to the need and places like office face, home face, and party face. He can change them as easily as the people change masks. But he says that he does not like all these as he wants to be how he had to be once when was a small boy. This is the second question, and third question, fourth question also is there. Let us complete it to these two questions also. And do you think that Gabriel Okara is a optimist? Okay, and coming to the at first, he feels quite unhappy with the change world, the artificiality, formality, conversations, dishonesty, cheating, etc. hurt him. The artificial smile and the mechanical shake hands really upset him. This is the feelings of at present things. He said to note that all good intentions have gone, one evil thoughts have come. Everybody is only focusing on his own personal again. The use of metaphors emphasizes how there is a back of trust as everybody is trying to use each other. But at the end of he requests his son to teach him how to laugh with heart and to learn the dishonest things he has learned. This clearly shows that the poet Gabriel Wakara is an optimist. He wants change from bad to good and dishonest to honesty. He wants the old days should come again. The last question, that is, once upon a time is a satire on hypocrisy and artificiality of modern society explained. And coming to the answer, the poem is a satire on hypocrisy and artificiality of modern society. Yes, exactly correct. The relationship and manners prevailing in the present day world are artificial. Honesty has disappeared from the world. Now everything has changed. Once upon a time, the people used to laugh with their own eyes. That is, there was geniusness in what they said and did. But in the present, there is only outward teeth laugh. The people have become money minded and actuality developed their relationships. The rich Even when shaking hands with others, they are very artificial and hence mechanical. People change facial expressions very easily whenever they want. Guests are no longer welcome these days if they visit their friends or relatives. Twice or more number of days. The doors are shut on them. Genuine smile disappeared from the faces of people. These are question word answers. So, completely discussing about the once upon a time. So, utilize these class and notes and read well and prepare well. Thank you so much.